Coal extraction, an inherently perilous and arduous profession, mandates laborers to delve into the profound depths beneath the Earth's surface, frequently enduring constricted and hazardous surroundings. Within the confines of this composition, we showcase an assemblage of antiquated photographs that provide a fleeting glimpse into the quotidian trials and tribulations encountered by coal miners from the early to the mid-20th century. These photographic snapshots encapsulate miners engrossed in their laborious tasks, employing pickaxes, shovels, and various implements to extract coal from the profound depths of the terrestrial terrain. A noteworthy facet discernible within these vintage images is the sheer magnitude of physical exertion that coal mining entailed. The miners depicted in these visual portrayals frequently find themselves enveloped in coal dust, with countenances and garments besmirched by their toil. The photographs vividly depict their unwavering fortitude as they summon every ounce of strength to transport substantial coal-laden carts, frequently navigating through confining and dimly illuminated passages. Another facet accentuated through these images is the palpable sense of camaraderie that permeated among the mining fraternity. Notwithstanding the arduous conditions they confronted, the miners routinely collaborated in cohesive teams, united in their pursuit to extract coal and provide mutual assistance. This profound camaraderie played a pivotal role in their survival, safeguarding their physical well-being and emotional equilibrium. In myriad respects, these archival photographs bestow upon us a portal to a bygone epoch, wherein coal mining constituted a veritable way of life for countless individuals across the globe. They serve as a poignant testament, etching into our consciousness the indelible sacrifices undertaken by miners to sustain their families and communities, oftentimes confronting perilous circumstances and formidable hardships. Coal mining has a rich history spanning thousands of years, with early mines dating back to ancient times in China, the Roman Empire, and other early economies. During the Industrial Revolution of the 19th and 20th centuries, coal mining gained significant importance as it became the primary source to fuel steam engines, heat buildings, and generate electricity. In comparison to its fuels, coal offers a greater energy output per unit mass, known as specific energy or massic energy, making it a valuable resource in areas where wood is scarce. While coal had been used historically as a domestic fuel, its primary usage today lies in the industrial sector, particularly in smelting, alloy production, and electricity generation. The Industrial Revolution saw the emergence of large-scale coal mining, establishing coal as the primary source of energy for industry and transportation in industrialized regions from the 18th century through the 1950s. Great Britain played a significant role in the advancement of underground coal mining techniques, with progress driven by continuous developments during the 19th and early 20th centuries. The fascinating tale of coal mining in the United States commenced back in 1701 when it was first utilized for commercial purposes in the Manakensabo region of Richmond, Virginia. During the late 1800s and early 1900s, coal reigned supreme as the primary power source. Although it has experienced a rapid decline, it continues to hold significance as an energy source even in 2023. Around 1850, anthracite, also known as hard coal, gained popularity as the fuel of choice in cities due to its cleanliness and smokeless nature, gradually replacing wood. The advent of bituminous, or soft coal, mining followed suit, with Pittsburgh becoming the central marketplace during the mid-century. After 1850, there was a surge in demand for soft coal, which is cheaper but dirtier. It was extensively used for railway locomotives, stationary steam engines, and as a raw material for producing coke used in steel manufacturing after 1870. The production of coal skyrocketed until 1918. Prior to 1890, its output doubled every 10 years, starting from 8.4 million short tons in 1850 and reaching 40 million in 1870, 270 million in 1900, and peaking at an astonishing 680 million short tons in 1918. New coal reserves emerged in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, as well as West Virginia, Kentucky, and Alabama. However, the Great Depression of the 1930s caused a significant decline in demand, plummeting to 360 million short tons, 330 metric tons, in 1932. During the 1930s and 1940s, under the leadership of John L. Lewis, the United Mine Workers, UMW, emerged as the dominant force in the coal industry, bringing about improved wages and benefits for workers. Back in 1914, the number of anthracite miners reached its peak at 180,000, but by 1970, only 6,000 miners remained in the industry. This decline coincided with the gradual replacement of steam engines in railways and factories, with bituminous coal primarily being used for generating electricity. Employment in the bituminous coal sector reached its highest point in 1923, with 705,000 men employed. However, by 1970, the number dropped significantly to 140,000, and further declined to 70,000 in 2003. Over time, the UMW membership among active miners also experienced a decline, plummeting from 160,000 in 1980 to a mere 16,000 in 2005. This shift occurred due to the increasing mechanization of coal mining operations and the rise of non-union miners in the new coal fields. Mining has always been a real dangerous gig, you know? Explosions, roofs caving in, and the whole underground rescue business, it's no walk in the park. But let me tell you, the worst disaster ever seen in British coal mining happened down at Sengenid in the South Wales coalfield. Picture this: on the morning of October 14, 1913, an explosion erupted and set the place on fire, wiping out 436 hardworking men and boys. Only 72 of them could be laid to rest properly. Now, that wasn't the first time something like this happened. Nope. In fact, the late 19th century saw quite a string of these massive mining accidents, like the Oaks explosion of 1866 and the Hartley Colliery disaster of 1862. Most of these explosions were sparked by fire damp, you see. A tiny spark, and boom! Coal dust in the air would ignite and blow everything to smithereens. At Hartley, things took a different turn. No explosion there, but those poor miners got trapped when a busted cast iron beam from the haulage engine blocked the only shaft. It was a dreadful sight, I tell ya. The main cause of death was carbon monoxide poisoning, or as they called it, afterdamp. Nasty stuff, that. On the 15th of December 1914, a tragic incident unfolded at the Mitsubishi Hojio coal mine on Kyushu Island in Japan. This devastating event, known as the Mitsubishi Hojio coal mine disaster, resulted in the loss of 687 lives, making it the most catastrophic mining accident in Japanese history. Europe experienced its own horrific mining catastrophe known as the Courrières mine disaster. Occurring on the 10th of March 1906 in northern France, this incident claimed the lives of 1,099 miners, earning it the grim distinction of being Europe's deadliest mining accident. In addition to direct mining-related disasters, there have been instances where the impact of mining has had severe consequences on surrounding landscapes and communities. One such tragedy took place in 1966, known as the Aberfan disaster, when a massive slag heap collapsed, burying a school in South Wales. The collapse resulted in the heartbreaking loss of 116 children and 28 adults.